Hello and welcome back to Railroads Online. Today we are going to be taking our train out of the yard for the first time and giving the new track a test. We have laid our track now out to the logging camp. That is our first destination, and we're going to have to see how it goes as we haven't run out there yet. We did add a few cars, so it makes the trip worth taking. We are up to a 6-car train now today, and let's get started. So we'll go ahead and put a few more logs in the fire. Check on that. Alright, while that's heating up, we will go ahead and take a little tour of the yard. We added a loop around the freight yard, so we'll be able to bring some freight in for some pay. Definitely all about making that money today. Get a start on our road to dominance. So down here we have all of our flat cars. We are taking the porter out of the yard today, and fun fact with the porter there, it was manufactured in the mid 1800s. The company that produced it, they made about 8,000 locomotives for almost 100 years, up through till 1950 was the last time they built a full-off engine, or locomotive if you will. But this one here was made around 1866-ish is the style for it, so we are in a old ride. Oldie but a goodie. From what I hear, this train is pretty powerful for its size, and we're about to put that to the test and see what we can get. Alright, brakes are off. We'll slap it in gear here and see if we can get on down the road. Wheel cocks are not currently modeled in the game, though it's fun to let off a little steam every now and then. As we're rolling out, here we go, heading on down the line. Looking good so far. We have all of our switches lined, so we should be good to go. Whoa. Alright, so coming up here, we are going to jump onto the main line. In the process, we will flip back our switches because we don't intend on coming back to the siding. So we're going to take it easy heading into these here. And being it's a new run, one never knows how the rail is going to work. A little bounce there as we change track. Kind of unavoidable sometimes. Again, you can try to lay perfect track. I am not all about that. Functioning rail is what I'm in it for. If it works, we'll call it good. So, alright. We'll go ahead and jump off the train. See if we can head back. Of course, we didn't pass the last switch, so we're gonna have to edge up a little further. Alright. So we will be receiving from the freight rail. And we will be shipping on the outbound rail. And then we're going to have to... Look at that. Missed it by 5 feet. Is a bit of a challenge getting these longer trains, I think. I don't know how long a person would want to go run them by themselves. Get to be a challenge to control. Nice part of having multiplayer in this game is you get a couple of people going with you, and you have a brakeman and switchers, and you can stop running back and forth so much. The game is set up a little more maybe for a multiplayer playthrough, but definitely is playable one player and enjoyable. You just do have to put a little more thought maybe into what you're doing. Here we go. Brakes are off. Throttle is hot. And send it down the rail. Old Betsy comes rumbling to life. Little toot on the old horn there. And we're gonna go ahead and send it. No point in fiddling around too much, I guess. Train is loud, bro. Wow. Alright, here we go. Wow. Alrighty. Cool. Go ahead and turn off the steam jets. You do have to appreciate the look of this game. The feel of the game is absolutely incredible. Heading on down out here. This did end up being a pretty long run out here to the sawmill. So we are going to have to watch the fuel load. Make sure that we keep the fire up. And we'll have to watch the water, as one never knows how fast Betsy drinks. Haven't had to put any water or anything in it yet. There is a firewood depot that we have not put together yet. We'll set that up, I think, when we get a little lower on wood. Until then, we're just going to kind of run what you brung, if you will. No point in weighting down the train maybe with extra wood. Probably doesn't affect a thing, but we will see as we go. Switch looks green and good for the right side. I'll tell you, that's one thing you learn as you're playing through this game, is to watch the direction of your switches. Nothing like a grand derailment caused by yourself. That was easily avoidable. Outside track here is going to be for a future build out on the way to the sawmill. Oh, she's bogging down there. This did end up being a 3% grade up to the logging camp. It's kind of unavoidable as far as I can tell. There's just no way to not climb a hill up here. So we did end up with some fairly good sized mounds of groundwork, and Betsy would appear to be working a little bit getting up here. We do have the physics set to realistic. 4 different settings for that in the game. You can play on casual. I'm sure down there it has, you know, little impact on the pull of the train. We were going for a little more authentic feel, so I went ahead and set it on realistic. I'm assuming that's the hardest setting. There's a hard and then realistic, so I'm assuming realistic is just the hardest go around. But that's kind of what we were looking for. Something that makes it a challenge to actually lay decent track. We're not looking for a free ride, that's for sure. The challenge is all, and can you make it work? Coming into the yard. Give a little toot on the old whistle there, let them know we're coming. Purge any extra out of the cylinders. We look good. Cruising along. Cylinder cocks, from my understanding, is they let off the excess water buildup from the pistons. Water obviously doesn't like to compress, so it's good to get that out so you don't slam that in the pistons, from what my understanding is, though I do not claim to be a locomotive expert. So we are going to turn around and come to a stop in here. This will be our first pickup on the rail. Jump out here. And kick over the cranes. Here we are at the sawmill. Nice thing when you get out here, the sawmill holds 100 logs. Apparently it's going to restock all the time, as we just took them off and it holds 100 yet. So looks like we have an infinite supply of lumber, which is a good start. That means we can always come and make some money if we need to. Loading process gets to be a little bit on the labor side. Again, this is one of those, you know, if you have 2 people, I guess one person's loading the train, the other one's driving. Or however that works, I suppose, for you. We are just gonna boot scoot and load them up ourselves and see how this looks. Loading process seems easy enough. At least we laid the track, you know. They're getting on the car fairly well. That's a start. Notice out here at the sawmill, it does also have the cordwood pickup over here, so we did put that branch in. Not sure when or why we'll be picking that up just yet. Alright. Jump in here. Kick the logo in here. Really hard to probably line up the loading docks. Probably do not line up very well from in the cab. That's probably a whole different kind of challenge there. Edging forward, edging forward, edging forward. Looks like we're good there. Slam on the brakes. I think 6 cars is plenty for me to try to deal with on my own. Yeah, looks like we went too far. Oh, we have to back that up. Back that thing up on it. Yeah. Boom, boom. These things will decide what hitbox you parked in and drop it there. So we'll just have to slide it back. Fiddling around with that in-cab view there, you just kind of missed the mark. Six logs, no straps. Look like we're just gonna depend on gravity to keep those on the cars. I wonder if we flip over with those on, if the logs go everywhere, or how that works out. Well, I'm sure we'll find out in no time. As insurance, I'm sure, for our railroad would be pretty hard to come by due to our accident record. Alrighty. This is more like Victorian era safety records on this particular train. And from my understanding, Victorian era British Rail was not the safest place to find yourself employed. Tell me we didn't go back too far. Oh yeah, we did. Now what happens? Alright, looks like the log just despawns if we try to put too many on there. At least we don't have to call some cleanup crew to pick it up or anything. I guess that's a positive. Listen, I drive an automatic, so this remembering to put it in gear thing is something else. Alright, this time we'll just edge it up nice and peaceful. Then we'll slam on the brakes like a nut. This seems to be picking up some weight because the brakes don't appear to be holding quite like they were. Betsy has some pretty good brakes on her own, of course. What? Where did that go? Hey. Let's see if we can get either one of these to drop in here. Of course not. We're right in between the hitbox. Why not? So, you know, let that be a lesson to you. Actually, line these things up a little better, maybe. And that would help. But, all part of the learning curve, I suppose. In fact, we should put in some sort of markers, maybe. Yeah, see, now with 25%, she won't even move. So the train is definitely picking up some weight. But then I did notice, as we drop these, we'll watch the car there, and it does actually show the impact of the log. There you go. Dips down. I would assume it's going to continue to sag as we add, so there are the real world physics working for you. Looks like we have a load capacity. I wonder what a full load of logs costs. If that does just cap out at the 18K, or if that varies depending on what you put on the car. There are people I've seen that do complete load calculations of how much you can pull up what grade and what degree of turn you can pull. You can be assured we will not be doing any math on this loco. This is going to be old school. See how it works, and if it don't, get a bigger shovel, if you will. Brute force will be as big a part of this railroad as possible. Probably put it in forward gear. And here we go. Wow, that is definitely getting a little heavier. Here we go. Nice looking long train. And bring it to a stop right here. Boy, if that lines up with the other dock, that'd be kind of a nice little way to know where we're at. Let's go ahead. Train still sliding. Maybe that's because of the grade, that we pick up that grade a little sooner. Hopefully we're still in the hitbox for that one, and we can go ahead and have this train loaded and ready for delivery to our next destination. And take a look at the map. That's going to be the sawmill, which we do not have track laid out to yet, so we're not going to be taking that run just yet. We're going to have to finish laying the track out there and connect the service for drop-off destination number 1. Doesn't appear to be any sort of drop-offs out here at the logging camp, so just all pickups, which I guess is to be expected with the infinite lumber supply. And we'll probably put a firewood depot out here for while we're stopped. We can go ahead and restock that in the future, and we'll take a little look around our logging camp while we're out here. A little house, a couple more buildings out this way. Oh, being a logging camp, they kind of should have taken that tree down that's inside their building. I would have thought that would have been a priority for a lumberjack, but we'll take care of it for them since they don't want to do it. Big stick along. Can we? No jumping up there. King of the mountain. The building. And probably not interactive or anything. Cordwood. Looks like we only hold 32. See, I wonder now if that's probably just auto restocks though, so it probably doesn't make much of a difference. And alright, that's our logging camp. Hear them sawing away there in the background. And looks like track 1 worked for Loco 1. Old Bessie made her first run, and we're gonna have to call that a successful trip. So there we are, and I think we'll call it a video. Finish up the track out to deliver this one on the next one. Alright, thanks for tuning in. You all have a great day, and take care of yourselves.